children. In the previous classes, we studied about the French Revolution, and I also gave many questions, answers, and even questions to write down their answers. I hope you have completed your notebooks and written answers to the questions given. So right now, we switch on to our civics chapters, and we are going to start chapter 3 of civics, and the name of the chapter is electoral politics. So today we are going to study part 1 of this chapter. Children, we all know that our country is a democratic country. Now the question arises, what is the meaning of democracy? Democracy is a type of government which is elected by the people itself. Now children, in a democracy, it is not possible to take the views and the participation of each and every citizen. So we elect the representatives on behalf of the people. Now the question arises, how do we select or elect these representatives? But obvious, your answer will be that there are elections from time to time in our country. Now again, the question which arises in our mind is, what is the procedure for conducting the elections in the country? And that too all through the country at the similar time. So today, through this chapter, we are going to study about how the representatives are elected and how the government is formed in a democratic country. So let's start with the introduction of the chapter. So children, how do the elections take place in our country? You all might have observed and even gone through the news channels, how the elections take place in our country and what is the duration between one election and another election. So, let's switch on to a detailed explanation. Elections can be held in many ways. All democratic countries hold elections, but most non-democratic countries also hold some kind of elections. So, are these countries known that their elections are based on democracy? No. Why? Because they are not following all the criteria of the democratic country. So what makes an election democratic? Children, as I have told you just now, that many non-democratic countries also hold elections. But what makes an election democratic? Are there any elements? Are there any procedure that makes election democratic? Yes, of course there are certain procedures, certain things, certain points to be remembered that makes our country, that makes an election democratic. So let's see what are those criteria. First of all, every citizen should have one vote. That is, every citizen of the country, they should have one vote, and every vote should have equal value, which means that whether a rich people or a minister or a poor person or a middle class person, whosoever casts his or her vote should have equal value, which means every citizen should have one vote, and that one vote should have equal value.
nobody should be discriminated. Then second, voters should choose from. Where should the voters choose the candidates from? They should choose from the political parties, which means that every political party makes one candidate contest the election, and the voters choose the candidate, the best candidate of amongst the parties through election. And candidates should be free to contest elections, giving the voters a real choice. So no any unfair means should be used in front of the candidates, or they shouldn't be forced or threatened to cast the vote to a particular candidate or to a particular party. The people, the candidates should be free to cast his or her vote, and even the candidate should be free to contest the elections. Then next, elections should be held at regular intervals. So you all are familiar that elections for a democratic government is held after every 5 years in our country. So it should be held at regular intervals. Then the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. Whosoever wins the election or is preferred or is chosen by the people should get elected. That means there should be free and fair manner who is winning the candidate, who is winning the election, should get elected. Then next, elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can choose as they really wish. So children, this point is very, very important, that elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner. That is, no unfair means should be used while the election is taking place. The people shouldn't be bribed or they shouldn't be threatened to cast the vote to a particular party or to a particular candidate. Instead, people should choose according to their wish and to whom they find suitable for becoming a leader of the country. So these are the few points which should be kept in mind while casting the vote and also while contesting the election. Children, these things, they might look very simple and easy conditions, but still there are many countries where these are not fulfilled. So if you will go through the chapter, if you will go through your NCERT book, you will find a number of examples given of the different countries of the world who pretend that they are democratic, but in reality they are not following all the norms and conditions of a democratic country. Children, one example of Haryana is given. You should go through it and try to remember what happened in the time when Lokdal, when the election was contested, and what was the result of it, how the people were bribed to cast the vote, and the people did in the same way. They were promised that their loans will be waived off. But what happened when the government was formed? This, you go through the book, a very good example of our country is given, and then it will be very clear to you what happens time to time in our country, in India also. So children, this is the first part of the chapter. This is all for today. You go through the chapter, this part, and try to understand and read the example from various countries and even from various parts of India and make it very clear. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.